Well, good morning. This is Steve with my hiking buddy Gino.
Good morning.
As the sun rises over the Cascades, a little bit before 6 a.m., we're on the Pacific Crest Trail, right past Chinook Pass. We're heading north this morning to a couple of new destinations for us, Sheep Lake and Sourdough Gap. And from there we're going to head down to Crystal Lakes, and then kind of a different hike for us. This is a point to point. We left my car over at the Crystal Lake trailheads at about 5:30 this morning, and we're going to head just one way today, from this trailhead off to the trailhead at Crystal Lake. So we'll check in. It's probably about 52, 53 degrees. Boy, beautiful morning as the sun's coming up over the east ridge there. And that pointy peak is Natchez Peak. There's the parking lot where we parked. A lot of cars here this morning. This, as I said, it's the Pacific Crest Trail, so you get a lot of people camping up here at the first lake we're going to visit. So we'll check in on the way. Hope you enjoy this hike. Thanks for watching. You're right. I was telling Gino I can't get enough of this view this morning. Just a beautiful sunrise. We can hear an owl over here off to the right. And the sun is up over the east ridge over there. We're still on the Pacific Crest Trail. We actually head east here for a bit, and then we're going to swing around to the north and head up to Sheep Lake. So trail's real dry and dusty here. Pretty morning. A little bit of a breeze. Bugs aren't too bad. There's Natchez Peak again. We'll check in along the way. We're kind of heading in a northeast direction on the Pacific Crest Trail. Swing around here and give you a view of Natchez Peak in the morning light. No breeze, no bugs so far, no people so far. One of the other reasons we're doing this is going this route point to point is this is a very popular hike up here to Sheep Lake. A lot of people just do that. And the first mile, as you saw from my earlier video, you're out in the open. And so two things. We thought if we came back this way, we'd see a lot of people. And two, that last mile we'd be in the direct sunlight. So this way, we'll have some sun as we ascend up to Sourdough Gap. But then coming down the other side into Crystal Lake, and down from there we'll be in the forest. So, and we shouldn't see as many people. So that's what we decided to do, and we'll check in a little while. Well, I'm taking you up to Sheep Lake with me. We have arrived at Sheep Lake. First time I visited here. It's really nice this morning. A little bit of a breeze, a little ripple on the lake. We are going to head up there to Sourdough Gap. We're going to...
Campers there to the right.
We're about...
There's a tent up here.
Oh yeah, Gino pointed out we've got a tent right here.
Another one up here too. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. Other way. Other straight.
Oh, there's, yep, see it up in there. Gino's got eagle eyes compared to Steve. Many operations on his eyes. Nice morning. What time is it, Gino?
6:41.
6:41, so a little over an hour to get up here. No, excuse me. A little under an hour to get up here.
Yeah, we're not that slow.
Beautiful morning. So the trail winds around the lake here, and then we're going to end up switchbacking up that ridge there. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll check in a little bit later. So Sheep Lake's kind of in this basin here. Kind of a nice little spot. I was telling Gino, pretty easy hike up here, so you can see why it's popular with campers.
What the hell is that?
Uh-oh. The barking spider has made an appearance. You never see it, but you hear it a lot. Watch out.
You definitely smell them.
Barking spiders seen at Sheep Lake or heard. Okay. So we're ascending up to Sourdough Gap, and I wanted to show you here. Highway 410 and where we parked this morning. Way off over here is, I think it's out there, Mount Adams right there. And so we've come a ways. You ascend up, and two things. We're in the shade, thankfully. And we're going up there. And, excuse me, we're going back over here. There's the gap. We're in the shade, and boy, there's a nice breeze coming off the hill to my back, which is facing north, and keeping us cool and keeping the bugs away. So, you know, we started early to, like I said, we wanted to avoid the hot temperatures. We're on the east side of the state, technically, crossed over Chinook Pass, so we wanted to get up there, and we'll probably hit some sun, although who knows. It's kind of in the sun up there. And then, like I said, we'll probably drop down to Crystal, and we're going to be in the shade a lot here. So, good decision to do this early and do the way we're doing it, point to point. If you have two cars, I would recommend it because, like I said earlier, I think going back, we'd run into a lot of people and be real hot in the sun. So we counted 3 tents at Sheep Lake, much smaller than I expected. A couple of really primo campsites on the north end of the lake, and I was shocked no one was at them. And so anyway, like I said earlier, it's a popular hike. You're on the Pacific Crest Trail, but it also only gains about 400 feet elevation in 2 miles, so you see a lot of people camp up there. So more to come as we continue our ascent up to Sourdough Gap. So we're making this long traverse up to the gap here, but I wanted to show you we're up above Sheep Lake, and way off in the distance, let me see if I can get it. Mount St. Helens is over there someplace, but I'm having trouble focusing on it. There it is. Mount St. Helens, and where's Mount Adams here? Sorry, this focus, it's tough to keep in still, but Sheep Lake's down there. There it is. Yeah, we've come away. So St. Helens is back over there. There it is. Sorry for the earlier video. And then Mount Adams. As you can see, it's getting real sunny. And this slope is pretty exposed, so another reason we wanted to get up here early. We should, like I said, we'll be in the sun for a little bit before we get to the gap, which is going to be through the trees and off to our right. But right here, it's pretty decent. Nice temp, cool breeze blowing. We will continue on. So we came from over here. I'm going to take you with me if I don't fall up to the gap here. Comes up on you quick. We made that long traverse, and all of a sudden we're here. And it's all downhill from here. Sourdough Gap on the Pacific Crest Trail. Wow. We're going to head over this way. Beautiful morning. Wow. So the gap's just kind of here in the trees. It's kind of interesting. can't see Rainier yet, Gino.
See it down here.
Oh,
You can see the very top from here.
not up here.
No, you missed it, man.
Oh, we'll see it.
See Mount Hood down there?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. This is the gap. I mean, it is literally a gap in the rocks. You literally walk through this gap. It looks like it's been blasted in here, and suddenly we're going to be into the sun. And we're going to head down over that little knoll, and not too much further we'll see Crystal Lake and Mount Rainier. So we'll check in there. From Sourdough Gap on a crystal clear morning. Hope you're enjoying the views. We are. Okay, see you in a bit. I have a message for my good friend Jeff, who didn't want to go with us today, Gino, because he said it might be cloudy.
Look at all those clouds.
Look at all those clouds to the south, and then over here to the west and the north. It's just socked in, Jeff. Wish you were here, dude. Okay, just giving you the business. Beautiful morning. Okay, we'll check in on the way down to Crystal. We got about a half mile to the view of Rainier and Crystal Lake, and then down to the lake. Check in there. So we took this side connector trail and cut off the Pacific Crest, and we crossed over this ridge. And what do we see? Mount Rainier. So we're gonna begin the descent to Crystal Lakes. Back in the shade, which is nice. Got a little warm there in the sun. But we'll have a view of Crystal Lake here in a minute. We just passed the sign for the national park back behind me. But there's Rainier this morning. Looking good as always. And it's downhill from here. So we'll check in a little ways down, and then down at Crystal Lake. So we descended a little more. There's Upper Crystal Lake, Crystal Peak, which we did earlier this year, and then Mount Rainier. Quite a view from up here. Nice breeze blowing, and we can hear, actually your voices carry, so they
I see people down there too at the campsite.
There's a campsite down there, and we can hear people. They're up. It's about 7:30, so we're booking along here. But boy, we both have commented up at the Gap when I wasn't filming how much we've been enjoying this hike. It's a new one for us, but boy, we really like it. This will be on the list to come back to, Gino. Just a great view this morning of Mount Rainier as we descend down to Crystal Lake. We're heading this way. We'll check in again. We're on the descent here to Crystal Lakes. That's Crystal Peak right in front of Rainier. We were commenting, this is kind of a steep descent. Real steep in spots, and because originally our plan was to do this out and back, and Gino made the comment, boy, it'd be a heck of a climb back out of here. So kind of glad we're doing the point to point. So we're gonna lose views of Rainier when we get down to Crystal Lake, but there's some people down there. I told Gino maybe they got breakfast going for us, so we'll check in. And I'm kidding. We'll check in. That's a kind of a long joke from one of our previous hikes when I burst into a camp and a couple was cooking breakfast, and we'd been on the trail for a few hours, and it smelled so dang good, and I just burst in there and said, "What's for breakfast?" So they kind of looked at me funny, but we won't do that today. Okay, we'll check in a little bit. Boy, you come around a corner of the trail here on this descent in Crystal Lake. We'll take a better look down below, but it is glass smooth. And just probably one last look at Mount Rainier, Crystal Peak on the right. And we're almost down there. It's a haul down here. It would have been a haul back out. So, like I said, glad we did the way we did, the point to point. The breakfast story, actually, it dawned on me after I recorded that earlier. It was last year down here at Lower Crystal Lake, where we ran into this couple that was cooking breakfast, and And Steve kind of barged into their camp, but we always have a laugh over that. Whenever we see somebody, we always joke about, let's ask them if they have breakfast for us. So, okay, enough stories. I'll check in at the lake. So there's Crystal Peak and Upper Crystal Lake. You can see the reflection, how smooth and calm it is here. Very still this morning. One thing I wanted to point out was last time we came up here, I said this area was Sourdough Gap. And it's actually back over here. And that's actually not the gap. You cross that ridge and then you got about I don't know, 3/10 of a mile or a half mile to Sourdough Gap. So the trail kind of goes over to the left and then switchbacks down. We've got a couple people, I don't know if you can see them here, they're up on this ridge talking. But yeah, good hike. What is it, Gino, about 8 o'clock?
7:56.
A little before 8.
See the frost back there?
Yeah. And we're going to take a break up here and refuel. We'll check in a little bit. So as the sun crests over the ridge over to the east, Crystal Lake is crystal clear and glass smooth this morning. Holy smokes, it's really nice. Sun's starting to come up. Nobody up here other than the 2 or 3 people that are on that rock back there. So, give you another look at it here. It's very clear, very calm. We were commenting that Sheep Lake had quite a bit of rippling this morning. There was a nice breeze. There's no breeze here. So, and we came from up there. Anyhow, we've refueled and we're reapplied some bug spray and we're going to start the descent back to the car, my car, at Crystal Lakes Trailhead. So about 3 miles down, pretty steep. Not sure how many people we're going to run into, but we'll check in along the way. And it's one that I filmed before, so a lot of the same scenery as before. So far though, we for us, Sheep Lake, Sourdough Gap, and then down here, all new for us. And boy, we really like it. Glad we came. Okay, we'll check in a while. Well, we're checking in here. We've reached the trail intersection to the right to Crystal Peak, which we did earlier this year. We've come from up this way toward Crystal Lake, and we're heading down this way. It's about 8:45. We have not seen one person. We're kind of surprised. We're anticipating we're going to see a bunch here on this section of trail from here to the car, but we're in the shade. It's very cool out. No bugs, no people, cool temps. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better conditions and a better hike. We really have enjoyed this point to point. We're going to clear out here in a minute, take a break, and head on down. So this is Steve checking in one final time. It's about 9:20 as we approach Highway 410. Car going by there and the parking lot. We didn't see anybody. We were over halfway down from that intersection and finally saw a volunteer ranger and his wife. And then since then we've seen 8 more people. So 5 pairs of 2, 10 people total, which is somewhat surprising. So let's see, recap. We've done about 7.3, 7.5 miles point to point. We would highly recommend this hike for people. We started early enough that there's a sign for Crystal Lake and some other thing. Toilet paper is litter, no pets allowed. COVID-19 restrictions, and I'm coming to Crystal Creek, but boy, we really enjoyed this one. Some of it was new for us, some of it was familiar, but highly recommend doing what we did, a point to point. Not many people. Boy, the parking lot is wide open too. So just an all-around great hike. Very cool this morning. We were in the shade most of the way, a little bit of sun. No bugs, So we'll check in later. Or should I say next week. Thanks for watching. Morning.
Morning.
Cross 410 here before I get run over. Anyway, a little bit better sign off. Thanks for watching. Hope you really enjoyed this one. We did a lot. So I'm not sure where we're going next week, but we will check in then. Goodbye. So a little addendum to the hike. I dropped Gino off at Chinook Pass, and this is Tipsoo Lake down here, and Mount Rainier. So if you're on Highway 410, it's a good spot. A lot of people parked here and taking photos. So just wanted to add that. I kind of had a disjointed ending to my hike video. Tipsoo's down here, and we're actually going to be up here in about a month, and we're going to head up behind me here and do a loop up to Natchez Peak. But we ended up seeing 10 hikers, and then the 2 ladies, I think, that were at the end of the video. We saw them in the parking lot. But a great hike, and the weather's been spectacular. And so for today, I'm signing off. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for hiking with us.